Hey there, future word detectives. Get your thinking caps on because today we're on a very special mission. We're about to solve the mystery of the sentence.
Okay, check this out. Here's our first mystery. We've got a bunch of words: chocolate, you, cream, do, ice-like. What do you think? Does that make any sense at all? Nope. It's just a jumbled up mess, right? And that's our first clue. When words are all mixed up, they're just confusing.
And that's where you come in. To solve this puzzle, you need to become a word detective. Your mission is to take a word jumble like that one and give it real meaning. You've got to crack the secret code of sentences. So, are you ready? Awesome. Every great detective needs a secret code book, right? Well, ours is super special. It only has 3 simple rules, but trust me, they're incredibly powerful. These rules will help us solve any sentence mystery we come across. Here it is, the secret code. Let's break it down. First up, a real sentence always starts with a capital letter. Think of it like its big, bold entrance. Second, and this is super important, it has to make complete sense. You have to be able to understand the whole idea. And third, it always ends with a special symbol, a punctuation mark, like a full stop or a question mark. It's like the final click that locks the message in place. And speaking of those special symbols, these are your new detective tools. You've got the full stop, the question mark, and the exclamation mark. Each one has a totally different job, and a good detective knows exactly which tool to use for the case. So let's go back to that first mystery. Remember the jumbled mess on the left? Well, look what happens when we apply our secret code. It transforms into, "Do you like chocolate ice cream?" See that? It starts with a capital D, it makes perfect sense, and it ends with a question mark. Boom! Mystery solved. Amazing work, detective. Now that you've cracked the basic code, it's time I showed you around our secret headquarters. Welcome to the Detective Hideout. It has 4 secret rooms, and each room gives us a special power to communicate. Our first stop is what I like to call the telling room. This is probably the room we use the most. It's where we go when we just want to tell someone something or state a simple fact. The official detective name for this is an assertive sentence. Just think about your classroom. You might look up and see, "The teacher is writing on the board." That's a perfect assertive sentence. You're telling us what's happening. It's a simple fact. Or how about this one? "Virat Kohli is a good batsman." See? Again, it's just a simple statement. That's a classic message straight from the telling room. Ready for room number 2? Come on, let's go to the asking room. Now, as a detective, you're gonna love this place. This is where we come to ask all our questions and gather important clues. The fancy name for these sentences is interrogative. I bet you use this one all the time at school. A classic question from the asking room is, "When is the lunch break?" You see, it's asking for information, and it uses our special question mark tool at the end. All right, on to a very powerful room now, the command room. This is where we go to give orders, share instructions, or even make polite requests. The sentences we build in here are called imperative sentences. In class, you might ask a friend, "Please pass me the duster." Now, even though you said please and you were very polite, it's still a request. It's an instruction for your friend to do something. That's the command room in action. Of course, it can also be a really direct command, like this: "Come here." It's short, it's simple, and it tells someone exactly what to do. That's the power of an imperative sentence. And last but not least, we have my absolute favorite room in the entire hideout, the feeling room. This is where we let all our big feelings out. Surprise, joy, excitement, you name it. Sentences from this room are called exclamatory sentences.
Oh, you definitely know this feeling. Hooray! It's a holiday tomorrow. Can you feel that excitement? And look, it's using our special detective tool, the exclamation mark, at the very end. That's your biggest clue that you're in the feeling room. Okay, let's do a quick review of our detective hideout. So we have the telling room, which states something and ends with a full stop. We have the asking room for questions, which always needs a question mark. Then there's the command room for orders, which also ends with a full stop. And finally, the exciting feeling room for showing strong emotions with an exclamation mark. Got it? Good.
All right, detectives. You've learned the secret code, you've explored the hideout, you know your stuff. Now it's time to put those amazing skills to the test. Let's solve your first official case.
Okay, here it is. Case file number 1. Read the clue on the screen carefully. What a terrible accident. Now, put on your detective hat. Which of our 4 rooms does this sentence come from? Look for the clues, the words, the feeling, and that little mark at the end. Did you figure it out? It's from the feeling room. That means it's an exclamatory sentence. You can tell because it shows a really strong feeling of shock, and it has that exclamation mark. Case closed. Fantastic work, detective. Wow, you're a natural at this. Let's try one more. Case file number 2 says, "Can I take my dog along the camping trip?" Which room is this from? What is this sentence trying to do? Yes, you've cracked it again. That sentence belongs to the asking room. It's an interrogative sentence because it's clearly asking a question for information, and it ends with our question mark tool. Your detective skills are getting seriously sharp. And you know what? These detective skills are useful for everything, even for telling jokes. This joke is only funny because the people talking are using the right kinds of sentences. They ask questions and they state facts. Without the right sentences, the punchline just wouldn't make any sense. So, word detective, you did it. You've learned the secret code, you know your way around the hideout, and you've already solved your first cases. You now have the power to turn word jumbles into clear messages. So the only question left is this. Now that you've cracked the code, what mysteries are you going to solve with sentences?